Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe, to the channel. We're sort of going to two extremes. From one extreme in terms of gun depression, when we review the STRV-M/42 with its 15 degrees of gun depression and no armor and a very bland gun, etc., because it was a tier 5 medium tank. We then go to this little machine, the SU-100M1, which is one of the tanks in WoT Blitz with the worst gun depression there is, and tank 6376 from Phylop Clan is going to show us right away when he knocks down this tree and goes into sniper mode. Just look at this. He's on the slightest of inclines in WoT Blitz at Yamato Harbor. And he doesn't have the gun depression to shoot the Chaffee that isn't even really below him. I mean, the Chaffee was driving down a hill, obviously, but even here, just look at it. It's insane. It is really bad. It's like 2 degrees, I think it says in game, and Blitz Hangar has it at 2.3 degrees. But yeah, it is bad, and that's the main thing about this tank that you will have to adjust to. And let me clarify, while it's still a 02, it is 03 now. It's going down really quick, downhill. Let me clarify what I meant with have to adjust to. In tier 6 you have the SU-100, and then you can pick this tank to go towards the Object 263, or pick the SU-152, that really big derpy gun, to go towards the Object 268. And when you're driving the SU-100, then well, you will want to drive it with the big gun. It has a choice of guns, obviously. The SU-100, you can get an 85mm as a starting gun, and then a better 85mm. You have the SU-100's real gun, 100mm D10S, or get the 122 D25S. And the D25S has a low rate of fire, but it has a big gun for a tier 6 tank with 400 alpha damage. But this also has 6 degrees of gun depression, an aiming arc left and right of 12 degrees, and 20 degrees of elevation. And the SU-100M1, while being a really mobile chassis and having a far better rate of fire to the gun, hasn't got that gun arc, hasn't got those gun constraints. It has, as said, a gun depression of 2.3, and the gun arc is 8 degrees left and right. And you have to play it a little bit like this, like Tank 63 is doing here. Note what he's doing with the back of his tank. He's going to zoom out now in sniper mode. There is, you see, he's sitting on a bit of an incline with his butt, basically. And what that does, it lifts the back of the tank up in the air slightly, ever so slightly, to create a little bit of artificial gun depression, and that allowed him to get the shots off onto that KV-2. If he had gone forward, if he had been sitting on the plateau, then he would not have been able to shoot that KV-2. Now let's talk about the gun then of the SU-100M1. You start off with the D10S Mod 44, and the D10S Mod 44 is not the gun that you get on the SU-100, so you can't unlock it on the other one. You get the 100mm LB1C, which is a variation of the LB1 gun used on the D44, but you will really want to get the D54S, which is also a 100mm gun, but that one's really good. If you're looking at all the tier 7 tank destroyers, it has an AP shell of 290 penetration and 310 in terms of alpha. And the penetration is not brilliant. Like, I wouldn't say not at all. It's good. It's not the best in class. It's number 4 out of 19. If you're in a tier 8 battle, it's a bit middle of the pack. But the heat shell, ooh la 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 la, 330 pen. Number 3 out of 139 tanks if you are in a tier 8 battle. And what tank is doing here? I mean, he's on the quote-unquote wrong side of the map. You ideally don't want to get caught in these types of terrain. You just look at all the ridges there are. It seems flat, but for an SU-100M1, nothing is really flat. Unless it's the port area at Port Bay, or indeed the harbour area of Yamato Harbour. And what he wants to do is get to the harbor area unscathed with all his hit points remaining that he has now. And ooh, that's annoying. The Tiger P gets a shot into him. He snaps a shot right into him for 201 damage. And that means that tank is now a one-shot kill to the Tiger P, who is, as you could have seen, still full health. He might be unspotted now. He's hoping to go unspotted. He goes around all these containers, stops a little bit here, just wiggle around, buy some time. Yes, is the Tiger taking the bait? Is he gonna pop up over here? No, he is not. Where is he then? Oh, there he is. As said, a full health Tiger P. But this is the type of terrain where you will want to have your SU-100M1. Because here the gun depression doesn't really matter. And you can see the red line. He can't depress his gun down. He has to fight on flat terrain. And let's be fair, he's doing quite a good job. And the Tiger is not. But the Tiger is on fire. And you know, extinguishes the fire. And tank has about the same reload, I think, as the Tiger P. Gets one shot in, is then a bit too eager to get the next shot in onto the Tiger, and he... disaster strikes! With about, what was it? 0.3 seconds left? He would have pushed it over 4K, he would have gotten a big, fat mastery on this one. But yeah, he was caught at the wrong place at the wrong time and with the wrong team. Epic carry, really well played, and if you would have had a little bit more time, you would have been able to get that last kill and get the mastery. But it was not to be. It was not to be, because he had to sacrifice a little bit of hit points in the middle of the fighting. But yeah, as said, you have to adjust to that gun depression. And a Cookie Mercy 01, Cookie was maybe in a tank with a turret and gun depression in the last game, and then you think, no, I'm in an SU-100M1 now. I should camp bush because I'm on mines. And this little spot on mines has just enough flat terrain for him to be able to sit there. But you can already see from that little line in the middle of the screen, the tank icon, once he starts moving, every time his tank turns around just a little bit, he would have had trouble hitting targets that are below him. Talking about trouble and problems, SU-152, please let the Borsig sit there. You could sit behind him, you could sit a little bit more towards the right, towards the rock, and you would both have shots on the mines entrance. But, well, the Borsig is as backed off. He does not do anything to retaliate on that SU-152, and that might be for a good cause, yeah. In the meantime, base capture is at 52, 53, that's reset a little bit, but that means there's another tank in the cap because it wasn't fully reset, and that tank is going to be spotted now because the SU-152 is thinking, right, the cap is running on a bottom tier tank destroyer with a very low rate of fire. Let me drive towards the cap as quick as possible and try to reset because I have big dump gun. I go reset cap. It's no problem. Cookie, in the meantime, is just going to sit here. I mean, the cars are laid out. We know where everybody is. There's a Tiger. There is a tank on the cap. The KV-5 is pushing the hill entrance. There's a T-54 Mod 1 over there. Ooh, Tiger, how savage of you to drive in front of my shot. Yes, gets a good shot in onto the KV-5. There we go. And you can see he is still only firing AP. As long as you have side shots, you don't need to dig into your heat shells. And if you're going to use your calibrated shells on the SU-100M1, then we're looking at a base span on your AP of 230, and that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. The gun depression, however, as said, is bad, and you have to get used to it, because on the SU-100M1, which is a tier 8 tank destroyer, it is not that good either. You can see that he wants to get a shot in all towards the hill area, and he has to keep readjusting, even push through the little bush. And this one, yeah, you can get it into the back of the KV-5, who decided to give up the hill for reasons unknown, but hey ho. You have to get used to that -2 gun depression. The SU-100M1 has -4, but the aiming arc on that one is even smaller, 7 degrees left and right. Not much of a difference, but it is a bit worse. But the gun depression, yeah, if you can drive this tank on the map. And if you can work with this with this gun depression, then you can make any tank work with bad gun depression. So yeah. Why did I make this video? Well, suddenly I had 2 games on the SU-100M1, and then this SU-152, I was like, oh, there's an SU-100M1, I'm very excited, shoot my load. Yeah, and he did. And I would say 2 versus 1 that is a stubborn Emil. And Cookie is going to do a small thing, just back up, make that tree go a little bit bushy, hide your weak spots, wiggle, and just a little bit and catch it on the tracks. And this Emil, God bless him, he doesn't know what to do. Gets an HE shell through the side. And the rest is just all done by the shouting. Now where Tank did not get an ace, Cookie gets one because of shooting higher tier targets. And getting a really Muppet team on the Reds. But to have good games, you sometimes have to have Muppets on both your team and on the Reds. Quick little review on the SU-100M1. I hope you've liked it, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe. My name is Martin Dogger. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch you all on the next video. Cheers and happy tanking.